All right, we're at FBK here. We're doing the accessibility project. We're in front of the student center right now. Parking lot's right here. Steps gonna be difficult for someone, you know, needing to have a wheelchair, anything along those lines. There's no ramp, which is no sort of ramp, no nothing. This is one of the probably 3 or 4 main entrances to the facility. Really only one way up them. Door is not automatic. You have to open it yourself. And there's also a little ledge right here. So once again, for a wheelchair, anyone like that, not very accessible. You see where Nathan's at over there. Someone with a wheelchair could go down that flat part of the road, but right through here, you have handicap places right here for someone that might have a little bit of a problem getting in. And you also have like a little drive-through thing that someone could just drop them off, all that good stuff. Down there, we're gonna go down there, but you have like a little place where you can have like a smooth entrance up there. It's probably easier. But for right here, you have this little step, which isn't great. But even through here, the sinks are low, they're not low. And honestly, right here especially, it's hard to reach. So if you're in a wheelchair, you couldn't really go anywhere and reach it. It'd be hard to reach. Water fountains, same thing. They have buttons on the side. You can get around here. That stage over there, as you can see, you're not gonna see it. There's steps, there's no ramps. So really there's no ramps anywhere in here. Steps on either side, which is not very accessible for someone with a wheelchair or any sort of limbs missing, anything like that. Now, the problem is right here is being blocked for one, and also for two, it's locked, but it's out of order. So that's the only really way to potentially get up there to the old part of the building except for the stairs. And you have bathrooms, and these do have the braille. It's for someone that's possibly visually impaired. They can feel that. So you walk in these doors, and they're still just not automatic. You have to have someone to open them for you, which is not helpful. You walk in here, the garbage can, someone with like a wheelchair, they can open it, but like it's a push to open with your foot, ideally. Right here with the sinks, you have one sink in the middle that's got a little opening for someone with a wheelchair potentially to be able to get through, or to be able to use the sink. It's pretty low, but it'd be hard for someone with this little cabinet right here to access these. Even to reach this stuff on the counter, all that good stuff. Bathrooms right here, doors are gonna be hard to probably use. You have like the rails right here to help hold on to or anything like that for someone that might need it. But the toilet is honestly pretty low, but there's nothing on the sides to potentially help hold on to while you're using it. You come here, the urinals, you have a short one and you have a tall one. So you have some options right here. And overall, just not great accessibility. Pews, they're not able to fit wheelchairs. But right here, you have some like openings that you could sit in the wheelchair right here and sit right there. So that's honestly scattered all the way around. Getting up to the stage, you don't have any ramps. It's literally just steps. So you would have to be able to use those to get on the stage. They're Sunday school rooms. So those who are like older could come make it through here, sit through Sunday school, and then not have to leave their seat for the actual service because you could pull this thing back with this button right here, which we're not going to do, but you could. All right, so you walk through here, you have this little option right here. So this will get you sit in the chair and you push this, and this gives you the option to go all the way up, which thing right here. I didn't know about it, but this is an option now. Off, which even now you have a wheelchair, so you have to be able to have someone up here to help you, anything along those lines. You have the stage right here, but then you have steps. So really all you're getting is up through here. Possibly hazard is there's no rail down there. So with water, it'd be really easy to slip down those steps right there because there's no rail for any of that. It's already high up, so you can't really reach the faucets if you need to. Soap, all that. There's no really good way to wash your hands in here. The microwave you might be able to reach. The counter's pretty low, but not super low. And there's no way to really get to any of these seats down here because it's just one big drop off right here, as you can tell. So, I mean, obviously you could sit in the back, but we saw back a few minutes ago, there's a seat up there to the choir loft if you're in the choir, but then also there's steps down to the stage, which might be a problem as well. The robes the choir used to wear, which would be hard to access if you were sitting in a wheelchair. It might be tangled up, be hard to reach, any of that good stuff. Oh, their binders with the books, the songs they're going to sing, you cannot reach if you're in a wheelchair. Tables, so for a child that might be potentially in a wheelchair, and even a sink right here. So, you know, little kids obviously not very tall, so even for them, this is very handy to be able to reach all this stuff right here. Even for someone with a handicap or something like that, but mainly like for children, this room's obviously designed for them, so it's going to be very much accessible for them. You have this counter, which might be hard for someone in a wheelchair to see over, so ride on, anything like that. But you come through here, and once you still have the little flat area for a wheelchair, and both down here that would be accessible for someone, really anybody. It's low enough for someone with a wheelchair. So kind of my overall summary of First Baptist Killen, not very accessible. Like I said, only one really entrance that's able to, you know, be used by a wheelchair. And then that entrance, there's no way to get back up or down to other parts of the other levels of the church because the elevator was broke and then there's only stairs. So you have to go around outside to do that. But also there's no automatic doors. There was not braille in all the bathrooms. Most doorways were fairly wide for areas that like you need to go. But otherwise, like some of them were pretty narrow. You have the chair that was automatic, which was a good feature in the sanctuary to be able to get up the stairs to the stage potentially. But there was no way of getting up to the balcony or getting in between pews. Additionally, down in the choir room, you had just steps everywhere. You had shelves that were like tall, and there was really just no good way of maneuvering through that whole entire building. Going down to the children's department, however, that was pretty accessible for children. That was built relatively recently, so it was designed just for that. So overall, it's accessible, kind of, but it's really not. If the elevator was working, it would be a little more accessible, but I'm gonna go on the limb of saying it's closer to non-accessible than accessible.